Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got my, what would it be? April favorites? Wow, for you today. That is hard to believe. But yeah, what I like to do in these videos is I quickly mention overall Friday favorites. So if you want to see swatches on those products, more info on them, check out the original Friday favorites where I mention them because I go into more depth with that there. So overall Friday favorites, and then I have other things to share with you. So I have a makeup favorite, I guess kind of another makeup favorite, a body care favorite, and then books to talk to you guys about. So yeah, we've got some fun things to chat about for our monthly favorites video. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore reviews, empties get ready with me's. Just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it. If you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while, I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we are chatting about April monthly favorites. So let's get to them. Okay, so for overall Friday favorites, let's grab those out here and because I don't want to forget anything. Oh yeah, I would have almost forgotten that. Okay, so because that's going to be part of my favorite. We're already starting off just babbling at the beginning of this video, so this is going well so far. So overall Friday favorites, I would say these K-Beauty shadows. I just love them. The Clio, I think this is Senior Latte Senior. Love this palette, the Sweet Mint palette in Milk Tea. I just keep reaching for these, kind of softer, not over the top. Eye looks is what I've been really enjoying. So I would say these are my overall picks. I've talked about them a ton. It's not anything new in April, but that's what I've been reaching for the most. So I would say those are my overall eye favorites. But also, what I've been really enjoying is a kind of more smudgy liner, like I wouldn't say a different liner technique, but a technique I've been using pretty consistently for April, which is starting with a brown shadow along my lash line, just right in the outer corner, just smudging that in as a first step. So I would either use, you know, the darker shade from this palette or the darker shade from this palette and just smudge that into my lash line in the outer corner. Wouldn't bring it over very far. I mean, I don't even know if I would say halfway. I would say maybe like a third and then kind of doing it thicker on the outer corner. Starting with that, then going in with a little bit of liner, the Rimmel Scandalize. So really this is like, I don't think I've talked about this in a Friday favorites. Or did I? Maybe I mentioned it. Anyway, I've been doing it consistently, so it's whatever. I might have already talked about it when we're talking about it again. Smudgy shadow, then taking a little bit of pencil and just kind of lifting up in my outer corner and just kind of in the same area, but the tiniest little bit of product because I wanted that kind of smudgy, slightly softer sort of a look. So just barely putting this in the outer corner and into a little bit of a lifted V or cat eye. You know what I'm saying. Then I would blend it with a little bit more shadow. And I think it just really makes the lash line very full looking. Something about using a powder with the liner, it's like it softens it, but then also, I don't want to say makes it look more intense because that makes no sense whatsoever, but it just gives this beautiful soft look, but that still packs the punch with the look on your lash line. I think it's just beautiful. So I've been doing that a lot, really liking that look. And also I think it's a good technique to kind of start with a little bit of powder, then use a little bit of the liner, and then go back in with a little bit of powder. Something about that back and forth seems to work really well. So yeah, that's overall eye favorites. I would say standout cheek favorites. The e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush, and this is in Bold Face Lilac. It's the lilac shade. I think that's its name. Beautiful. I would say lilac pink. Like I feel like, at least on me, it ends up being more pinky than purple, but it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous cool tone shade, which I feel like is fairly unique. Like there's just less of these out there, I feel like, than warm tone blushes. So I think this is a really beautiful one and just a perfect mix between a purple and a pink. Then also the Revlon powder blush in Tickled Pink. This is so cute. I have this on today with one other thing under it, like a cream stick product under it. But it's just a cute, happy, bright pink. Really nice formula that looks beautiful on the cheeks. Kind of a smooth, flattering look on the cheeks. It's so good. I really, really like this blush formula and the color. Then for lips, I would have to say my standout favorite, still the Essence Baby Got Blush. the Slim Stick in Baby Got Blush. I wear this all the time. So using this kind of as a liner, just really around the outsides of my lips, and then something on the inside of my lips as like a bright shade, either like a balm or something like that. But I would say standout would be Primrose, Revlon Primrose. This is the most beautiful light pink. It's gorgeous by itself, but I like it paired with other things, either a liner or like this, just something to give a little bit more dimension to it, because by itself I feel like it kind of washes me out, but with something else I absolutely love it. It's just so, it's a beautiful, creamy, flattering look on the lips. It's a gorgeous pink. It's affordable. It has this classic amazing packaging. Please don't ever change this, Revlon. I love it. It's a great lipstick. Okay, now for other favorites. I have been reaching for this a lot. I got this in either a BoxyCharm or an Ipsy, so it was sent to me as PR, so thank you so much for them sending this my way. This is from Dew of the Gods, and it's the Sorbet Hyaluronic Lip Butter, and this is in Apple Sugar Plum, I think is what it says. Cute green packaging. I think this is so like a minty green, just a beautiful, happy color. I love this color. This is good. Like it smells really good. And I love that this doesn't smell like fakey apple to me. This smells like you just cut into a fresh apple. It has that crisp, bright, apple-y sort of scent to it. I love it. So I think it's so fun for warmer months. Like just something about this is, I love the scent of it. But also it's really nice and hydrating. I'm actually very consistent, which I'm going to talk about a lotion I love. I'm really bad about remembering to use lotion on my body. My legs get so dry. I need to be more consistent with that. But it's funny because I'm not very consistent with that, but I'm super consistent with using a lip balm or a lip mask or something like that right before I go to bed. And I feel like that's why, unless I'm doing like a lip swatch video or something like that, my lips really don't get that dry. And I don't use balms very often during the day, like a lip balm or a gloss or just something to add hydration. I don't consistently use that during the day. So I feel like the difference is that I'm using something at nighttime consistently. I'm trying to think of anything else I do. I mean, I guess I kind of exfoliate my lips when I'm washing my face, maybe? Like just naturally I go over my lips, maybe. But anyway, I think a balm at nighttime or a mask or something like that does make a big difference. And this is one that I have been using consistently. It's very like thick, hydrating, feels good on the lips, kind of locks in that moisture. The hyaluronic acid kind of helps to lock it in. And then I love the appley scent. It's really good. And then we've got to talk about this. I have been loving this. Milk Makeup did send this to me as PR, so thank you so much, Milk Makeup. I'm so excited about this. The Hydro Grip Gel Tint. Y'all, this is good. This is really good. I think the packaging is so cute too. I love this beautiful blue, like a very cool tone, almost purpley leaning blue with the kind of metallic green. I think that's just fun, beautiful packaging. So this is the Hydro Grip Gel Tint, and it says a long wear gel tint with hydrating hyaluronic acid and gripping blue agave extract for breathable light coverage with a naturally dewy finish. Yeah, that's like the main info. They sent me more info. I do have a reel and a TikTok if you want more info on this. I kind of read more of the information about it, so you could check there. But that's a good explanation. I mean, it's, you know, it is supposed to be a tint with that good dewy finish, but then a long wear formula. Very, I feel like very unique, because a lot of times tints are just, it's hard to find that balance of light, you know, skin-like formula and look on the skin while still staying on your skin throughout the day. Like, I personally find that hard to find. This, I feel like, does it really well. Now, color-wise, they were so sweet and let me pick out a couple colors, so I picked out 1 and 3 because I felt like those looked like they might work for me the best. 1 is a tiny bit light and tiny bit yellow for me personally. This one I think is a really good depth of color. Like, I think that works for me really well, but I feel like this is a little bit just slightly peachy on me. So I think a slightly more beigey or pinky tone color would be maybe the perfect color match for me. But right here, I feel like it looks really good. It definitely works. This is what I have on right now. It totally works. But I think it could maybe be just slightly better for a color match. That's my one thing I would say about it. But look how gorgeous this looks on the skin. See, on my hand, I feel like this looks literally like the perfect color. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like on my face it looks just barely peachy, especially throughout the day. But look how gorgeous this looks on the skin. It just really goes onto the skin and gets into the skin. It doesn't sit on top of the skin. It's effortless to blend in, and then it just looks like gorgeous, healthy skin. And it has a slight bit of glow, but I don't feel like it looks greasy or too dewy. Also, I feel like once it sits on my skin, and I say it doesn't sit on the skin, but once it's on my skin for a little bit and kind of gets into my skin, I feel like it kind of sets down a little bit. And then it ends up being this beautiful satin to slightly dewy look is how I would describe it. But then especially after I get my concealer, my powder, all the finishing steps to my makeup done, I really like the look of this on the skin. Because when I first heard about this, I was definitely curious about it, but I have more kind of combo to oily skin. So I kind of wondered if this would not work for me. I thought it was maybe better suited for normal to dry skin, and maybe it is ultimately, but I think this definitely still works for me too with my combo oily skin. I'm loving it. Like, it just goes onto the skin so nicely, sets down into the skin really nicely, plays nicely with all the other makeup things, and then it wears really well throughout the day. I do get shiny with it, for sure, but it stays. It's not like it's getting all patchy and broken up on my skin. I find the wear time to be really good, especially for it being a tint and more hydrating. I feel like it almost has like a balancing effect on the skin too, because sometimes, even with my combo oily skin, I feel like sometimes things can get weird and almost, my skin can almost get dry throughout the day. If I wear something maybe a little bit more mattifying or whatever, I don't know. I feel like this just really has that perfect balance. Can you tell? I'm loving this. I think it's really good. So I would say skin types, I mean, if you're super duper oily, maybe not, but I feel like everybody else, I think it would work for. It's good. Okay, a Bodycare favorite. It's getting to the time of year, y'all, where I'm wearing more dresses and shorts. It's getting hot in Texas already. It's already getting hot. I'm not ready. But this is the EOS Shea Butter 24-Hour Moisture Body Lotion. And this is in vanilla cashmere. Oh my goodness, this smells so good. So I'm saying all that about the hot weather. It's getting to the point of the year where, you know, my legs are exposed. I need some hydration on my legs because they look quite dry. So I have been using this, not as much as I should. I should use it every single night, but I don't. But when I'm gonna wear shorts or a dress, I have been reaching for this. It smells so good. It says 7 nourishing oils and butters, soothing protection for dry skin. This just smells, oh my goodness, like the best vanilla cupcake. Yeah, like vanilla cupcake. Oh, it's so good. It is pretty scented. Like, so I think if people are around you, they are definitely going to smell you smelling like vanilla. It was so funny. I had put this on my legs the other day, and Timothy and I, where were we? We were home for a little bit, and then we went to a restaurant, but we had driven in the car together, and once we sit down at the restaurant, Tim was like, oh, someone's wearing vanilla. And I'm like, it's me. I'm like, did you not smell it in the car when we were in the car together? But maybe something about the airflow, like the AC was maybe blowing it to the back of the car, and then in the restaurant, maybe he could smell it better. It was just, that's a little side funny story that made me laugh. So you're definitely going to smell like vanilla, and people are going to probably smell it on you, but it's a good smell. It smells really good, and it's nice and hydrating. It's a thicker, really emollient, hydrating formula, which I really appreciate because my legs need a lot of hydration, for sure. Okay, and then let's talk about books. So this first one, this is really more like an honorable mention, just mentioning that I read it kind of a deal. This is from Sarah Adams. This is The Match. This was a very sweet book. Like, parts of this storyline are just so touching and sweet and educational even. Just a sweet story. So read about the description yourself because it's a long one, so that would take me a second. But read the description yourself. You can kind of see like the sweet part of the story. I really appreciated that. The thing I didn't love about this is I don't feel like a lot really happened. Like there really wasn't a lot moving the plot forward other than the sweet storyline. Like that I really liked, but I felt like there just needed to be a little bit something more to kind of, you know, make me want to pick it up. You know what I mean? Whereas I think if it had a little bit more plot, I would have been reading that part of it while appreciating the sweetness to the story along the way, if that makes sense. But it's Sarah Adams. She's one of my favorite authors. I still enjoyed it, but it's definitely not my favorite novel that I've read from her. Then I read Just My Type, and as I'm picking up this book, I remember really enjoying it, but I don't even remember what it's about. They're both journalists. Oh yeah, it kind of reminded me of, what was the book I read? I can't remember. That I read last month. Kind of had like the battling journalist kind of storyline to it, which is always fun. Man, I can't remember details about this book, but I remember enjoying it. I do like Fallon Ballard's writing. The only thing is she has some cussing in it, which I wish it feels like a little bit more in her books than some other authors, so don't love that. Spice, there's like usually one scene, so that's fine, that's skippable. But yeah, I remember liking it. I remember thinking her books are funny, so I like the funny in her books, and they're usually sweet too. Oh, there's a gnat flying around or something that just landed on the book. So yeah, I would say this is kind of more of a mention, but I liked this one more than this for like, I found myself reaching for this book more and enjoying it more. Okay, let's get to the books that I really enjoyed. I read my first Tessa Afshar book. So she writes biblical fiction, and I do this because that sounds so strange to me, biblical fiction. But what that ultimately means is that there are biblical true, I believe the Bible is true, so biblical true characters in her books, but then she adds fictional elements to it, so fictional characters, plot lines, added things, like a whole different story that's not in the Bible, if that makes sense. So for this one, the kind of, you know, premise to it or whatever is that she is working as a scribe in Daniel's household. I thought that was really interesting. I would say for these kind of books, definitely read the author's note or the historical note or whatever it's called at the end of the book. I wouldn't read it beforehand because you're gonna, you know, spoil some of the storyline, but that kind of helps you know what is biblical truth and what is added fiction. But I immediately, when I started reading this book, really liked her writing style. I found it really engaging, easy to read. I wasn't stumbling over her writing style, so I really connected with her writing style, which makes me so happy. I'm always so excited to find a new Christian author that I really like their writing style, and definitely I find that with her writing style. And she also has a lot of romance in her books. Now, I would say, because I love romance in books, I wish it were a little bit stronger of a thread in the storyline. It's more like the plot and adventure is more of the forefront of the storyline, and then there's a subplot of romance. But something I loved about her writing style is she does a great job of weaving faith in the storyline, just showing the heart of God and just how to navigate challenges. I just thought those elements to it were beautiful. She did it so well. So I'm really, really excited to read more of her books. So if you have read her books, let me know some of your favorites, because I definitely want to know, because I am going to be picking up more. There's like a spin-off novel to this one that I just got that I'm excited to read too. I can't remember what that one's called, but this one is The Hidden Prince. I think this cover is so beautiful too. And this also told me, a quote from Francine Rivers on the front, it says, "A fast-paced novel that kept me turning pages." I love Francine Rivers, so when I saw that, I was like, oh, then this has got to be good. And I found it to be really good. Okay, then I am continuing the Shatter Me series. I read a lot of them. So I read several of the novellas, and I don't remember where these fall in the, it's like in between. So each of these has 2 novellas in each of them. So they kind of go in between the books. Just look on Goodreads so that you can know the reading order of where you read the little novellas. And I found them to be pretty necessary or important to read because while there might have been like kind of added things in there, I do feel like there's at least one important element to each of the different novella stories that I feel like are pretty essential to the rest of the main book. So I would say I personally would recommend reading the novellas for sure. So let's see, what order do they go in? I think so I read the first one last month and I kind of told y'all I enjoyed it, but I was like, I liked it enough to keep reading, but I'm not super wowed by it yet. Oh my goodness. The second book I loved so much, and the storyline really went a direction I was not expecting at all. So I would say know the least amount of these books and the storyline as possible going into them, because I knew very, very little, and I'm glad I didn't know a lot because it definitely made it more fun to read. So the second one, loved it. The third one, loved it. This one, really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think. This one, I think I really enjoyed that one too, but I would say 2 and 3 were definitely my favorites. And there is such a good romance in these books. Like, it is so, oh my goodness. One of my favorite romances I think I've ever read. Like, it's a great romance part of the storyline, and it's a big part of the storyline. I would say it's a third to a half plot and adventure, and then half to 2/3 is more of the romance. So it's a big part of the storyline, which I love. So kind of content information on these. There is, like, I would describe it as mild spice in them. Like, there might be a scene, I think, in each book, but it's not graphic. It's definitely more heart and emotion. It's not graphically described, but you can definitely, like, you know, things are going on. So it's in there, but it's more definitely emotional. So that didn't bother me. The main thing that, like, I wish this wasn't in there is there is cussing, and it's words that I hate seeing as cuss words. So that is the #1 thing that would keep me from saying 100% recommend. That is, I wish that, like, wouldn't it be cool if on Kindle you could just, like, select words to remove from there? But I don't really read on Kindle very much. Very rarely, unless I'm out somewhere. I might read on the Kindle app on my phone, but I mainly read physical books because I prefer that. But that would be nice if that was an option. Is that an option? I don't know. So that's the one thing about it that I really wish wasn't in there, but everything else I absolutely loved. There is great adventure, mystery that you're trying to figure things out. There's definitely plot twists as you go through the story. Like, it just really goes a lot of different directions. A lot happens. It's exciting. There's great friendship in it. And the thing with the cussing is that there are certain characters that cuss more than others. So when those certain characters are in the books more, there's more of it in there. When they're not in there as much in that part of the storyline, there's less of it. So that's just something to know about it. But I'm definitely enjoying this series way more than I thought I would, for sure. Okay, so those are all my April favorites. So hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving in April, either books or makeup or hair care, skin care, body care, whatever. I would love to hear your favorites. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.